To use L'Hopital's rule, we need indeterminate forms 0 over 0 or infinity over infinity. So let me rewrite first this limit, because we have subtraction, two fractions, so we have to have a common denominator. So we have to copy limit as x approaches 0, and the common denominator will be 2x squared times tangent x. It means first numerator we have to multiply by tangent of x, and we have minus x. So now when we check what will be when x approaches 0, we will have indeterminate form 0 over 0. Why? Because tangent 0 is 0, minus 0 is 0. 2 times x approaches 0, so we have 2 times 0 is 0, and tangent 0 is 0, so we have 0 in the numerator. So when we have 0 over 0, we can use L'Hopital's rule. It means we have to copy limit as x approaches 0, and we have to find derivative of function which is in numerator. Derivative of tangent is secant square of x, and derivative of x is 1. Now derivative of function which is in numerator, we have here multiplication. It means we have to use product rule. When we have u times v prime, this is equal u prime times v plus u times v prime. In this case, u is equal to x squared and v is equal tangent x. So derivative of 2x squared is 4x times tangent of x plus, now we have to copy 2x squared, and derivative of tangent is secant square of x. So this is equal. Let's check what will be now when we substitute x's by 0. We have secant square of 0. Secant is 1 over cosine. So cosine 0 is 1. So we will have 1 over 1 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0 in numerator. And in denominator we will have here 4 times 0. So we have 0 times tangent is 0. And we have here 2 times 0 will be 0. 0 times secant is 0. So we have 0 in denominator. So we have to use again L'Hopital's rule. So we have to copy limit as x approaches 0. And we have to find derivative of function which is in numerator and derivative of function which is in denominator. We have secant squares, so we have composite function here. So first we have to take down this 2. So will be 2 times secant of x will be to power first, because 2 minus 1 is 1, times derivative of secant is secant of x times tangent of x. Minus derivative of 1 is 0, we don't have to write. And again we have multiplication here, so we have to use this rule. In this case, u is equal 4x and v is equal tangent. We have to find the derivative of 4x. Derivative of 4x is 4 times tangent of x plus, we have to copy 4x times derivative of tangent is secant square of x. Plus, again we have to find the derivative of product. So we have to find the derivative of 2x squared first. So it's 4x times secant square of x plus, now we have to copy 2x squared times derivative of secant square of x. So we have to first take down this 2. So will be times 2 secant of x, and derivative of secant is secant of x times tangent of x. So this is equal. Let me rewrite this limit as x approaches 0. In numerator we have 2 times secant square of x times tangent of x. In denominator we will have 4x secant square plus 4x secant square, so will be 8x secant square. So first we have 4 tangent of x plus 8x secant square of x, and we have plus 2 times 2 is 4x square secant square of x tangent of x. So this is equal. Let's see what will be when x approaches 0. Tangent 0 is 0, so we will have 0 in numerator, and in denominator we will have tangent again. 4 times 0 is 0, 8 times 0 is 0, 4 times 0 is 0, so we will have 0 in the numerator. Again we have indeterminate form. We can use L'Hopital's rule one more time. So we have to copy limit as x approaches 0, and in numerator we have multiplication. Again we will use product rule to find derivative. In this case u is equal to secant square of x and v is equal tangent of x. But here we have secant square, so first we have to take down this 2. 2 times 2 will be 4 secant of x, and derivative of secant is secant of x times tangent of x. Now we have to multiply by tangent of x plus, we copy first part, so we have 2 secant square of x times derivative of tangent is secant square of x. In the numerator we have 4 times derivative of tangent is secant square of x plus, and again we have to use product rule. So first derivative of 8x is 8 times, we have to copy secant square of x. Now we have to put plus and we copy 8x times derivative of secant square of x, so we have to take down 2, and we have secant of x to first power, you don't have to write now, and derivative of secant is secant of x times tangent of x. We have to use product rule. So first, because here we have 3 expressions, so first we have to find derivative of this function, find the derivative of secant square of x, and we have to copy this 4x squared times tangent x, and next we have to find the derivative of tangent, and we have to copy 4x squared times secant square of x. So derivative of 4x squared is 8x times secant square of x tangent of x plus, and we will have now to find derivative of secant square of x. So this is equal, let me put this here over, and will be, we have to copy 4x squared times tangent of x, and derivative of secant square of x is 2 secant of x times derivative of secant is secant of x times tangent of x plus, And now we have to copy 4x squared times secant square of x. Derivative of tangent is secant square of x. So this is equal. We have limit as x approaches 0. So let's see what we have here. When x approaches 0 in denominator, we will have this part will go to 0 because we have here 8 times x is 0 times whatever you have here will be 0. Here we have the same, x approaches 0, so this whole expression going to 0. Next we have here x squared, again this whole expression going to 0, and we have x squared, so this part going to 0 too. So what we have here, let me copy this. We have 4, secant and secant will be secant square of x, tangent square of x, plus 2 secant to 4th power over, we have 4 plus 8 is 12 secant square of x. X approaches 0. Secant of 0, we know that secant is 1 over cosine. Cosine 0 is 1. So secant of 0 is 1. 1 square is 1. But tangent 0 is going to 0. So this whole expression going to 0. And what we have? 2 times secant to power 4. Secant of 0 is 1. So we have 2 in numerator, and denominator the same. We have secant of 0 is 1. So we have 12. This is equal 1 over 6. This is my solution.